Hi and welcome here from San Francisco. I'm here with Kevin Henderson, the Pimax head of US operations. We are here at the Palace of the Fine Arts, a very nice environment.
Indeed.
Very nice environment.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
And yeah, you are here to do some pre-GDC and GTC announcement. You are on both events, and you have some very exciting stuff to tell the world. So we're using this year now to do the announcements. Please, Kevin, what do you have in store?
Well, first of all, we are mentioning that we're at the GTC event. Our booth is 1716 at GTC in San Jose. And here in San Francisco, we're going to be meeting people at the show. And for 2 days, it'll be Thursday and Friday, we'll be there for that. As far as new and things that we're going to be talking about, we are here to show our new some new products coming out, and one set of new products is the new RE ruggedized version of the Pimax headsets. So we have the 8K RE, the 5K Plus RE, and the OLED RE.
All right, what is it about the new ruggedized headsets? What is it all about? So
these are B2B, and they have a value proposition for businesses that are designed from all the requests we've been getting from businesses. A lot of people have headsets and they get worn out, they get bounced around, they're in location-based entertainment, they're doing a lot of things that cause the defect rate even for the most rugged of headsets that exist right now, end up having to be constantly repaired and cleaned up and all that. This is designed specifically for that kind of use. Museums, you could visit a place like this and never really go. Cool. And it's got conformal coating. It has a very high level of ruggedization. It can be bounced around. It can be dropped. It can get wet. It has
so they are waterproof.
They're water resistant.
Okay, so they could probably survive the MRTV sweat test.
Yes, absolutely. And it has new foam. It's got a PEX foam. It's got the rigid head strap, which is another thing that we've been talking about a lot. That we're going to be delivering to people. So a lot of the things that we've been talking about for that are coming out, and we're going to be delivering them in the coming months. And of course, the RE series will be out in the coming months. Since it's based on the original design, the actual manufacturing development time is not high.
Okay.
So people can expect to see those rather quickly.
Right. So only businesses can buy them, or
no,
also like customers like me who need sweat-proof things.
Of course, we're going to hope that you will check one out for us and give us the honest opinion, like you always do. Run it through the ringer. Yeah. Give us the good and the bad, and we'd love to hear that. We're always improving everything, every chance we get. Anyway.
All right.
But as we move along with improving the software and improving the profiles and the compatibility, these are going to have all of those benefits plus more.
Okay.
But they're priced a little bit higher than the existing ones because of all the ruggedizations and waterproofing and thicker cables and.
So what kind of money are we talking about? How much more expensive?
Yeah, they'll be on average around $500-ish more on a per unit basis than the existing ones.
Mm-hmm. Got
it. But they'll actually include things like the special head strap and all of the pieces that would normally add to it anyway in some cases.
All right.
It'd be like buying a Vive Pro with a DAS or with whatever the other accessories you get for it are. But this will actually have all the expansion capabilities the existing Climax headsets have, and just tweaks and improvements, especially to continuing with the software and all the drivers and everything, which leads to one of our other announcements, which is the BrainWarp 1.0.
Okay, tell us more about it.
Which is we're gonna be releasing BrainWarp 1.0 next week, and which has some refinements and other things. What we've been doing is we've been going through different pieces of software, games and other things, and just optimizing them for FFR. Optimizing them for our motion smoothing, increasing the compatibility and the benefits and the optimization, the efficiency, the frame rate you get out of it once you do apply it, increasing the use cases that it can work. There's a lot of function calls in software that you have to code for uniquely, and so we've been doing that, and this will be the very first version that we've really kind of exposed more to the public as an official version. And as a version that we hope that everybody uses as their primary.
All right, cool. So for the people who don't really know what BrainWarp is, it is actually a technology that will help people use the Pimax headsets with graphics cards that are not the latest RTX cards.
That's right.
Could you tell a bit more about it, how it works, and how much better? How much better is it going to be?
Yeah, well, we've been improving what you get out of it, and in every version. But generally speaking, it creates delta frames, and it inserts them when the frame rate drops to a certain degree, and it creates a much smoother experience. So if you can hit 45 frames a second, it'll actually produce 90. And we're doing, in some cases, we actually can insert up to 3 frames per set. So, and on the FFR, which is the fixed foveated rendering, those are available for the RTX cards from NVIDIA. For that, it actually renders at a lower resolution the further out you get from where your central vision is. Your fixed foveated rendering here, as you go out, it's a lower resolution. There's a lot to that in trying to get it to be fully compatible with your average piece of software, and put a lot of effort into the FFR. You can now and often combine FFR and motion smoothing together. Mm-hmm. In some cases, you can get a frame rate increase with FFR of 30% or more. In some cases, FFR has a negative impact too. So it's one of those things that you have to test to see if it's beneficial to you or not.
All right, cool. Probably what people want to know, like now with BrainWarp on and with fixed foveated rendering, what is the minimum requirements of the Pimax headset? Is it going to go down now?
It does.
Can you really now use a 1070?
You can't. Well, we've seen some tests from various reviewers where they took a 10. I think you may have even tried it a little bit with 1070.
Yeah, but at that time it was not so good.
I agree, but now it's getting to where you can.
Okay,
and
cool.
A very high percentage of titles you can run them decently on a 1070. Now that doesn't mean that's going to be your best experience. Mm-hmm. The nice thing is that even on a 2080 Ti, this technology will benefit you.
Okay.
It lets you crank up the settings, your textures, your shadow calculation, your anti-aliasing, and all the other ancillary things that you normally had to dial down, even on a very high-end video card. Now you can dial them back up. Mm-hmm. Add the motion smoothing. You can create kind of a happy medium for you, and to get the best experience.
Okay.
And we're just increasing what that best experience can be. Mm-hmm. And no matter, in that way, if you have a lower end video card, you can go ahead and use it. If you're waiting to upgrade to get something new, waiting for the price to drop on these expensive cards, as you know, they're kind of high dollar nowadays, some of them, especially the 2080 Ti.
Right.
Well, you can just wait, keep your card, and then when the price is right, jump into higher end video.
Okay, cool. So now we already you have the ruggedized RE ones, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to come out later this year.
Right.
Very nice, waterproofing,
right.
And better
resistance.
Water resistant, right? Probably going to survive the MRTV sweat test.
I'm sure it will.
Okay, wow, cool. And you got the BrainWarp and the fixed foveated rendering now. When is it going to come out? And this week?
Yeah, the new version of the software will be out this week, late in the latter half of this week, and we'll have it out by the end of GDC, I'm sure. But they're just doing final tests on it right now and getting ready to release the next set of improvements. Okay. Now, of course, there is one other thing I haven't. In fact, we didn't even get to talk about this. It's something else that we're working on that I think is very important. It's something that's kind of important to me for this kind of thing. The more things we add for people that use Pimax, the more configuration you have to do.
Right.
We keep opening up with new features and with things that you can tweak, and now we have motion smoothing and FFR and other things on the horizon.
Lots of stuff going on.
And you've got to configure Steam potentially, and then the software itself, and get that right. And then you got to configure there's a pretty
still,
good, and that's
for tinkerers.
And to me,
moment,
that's
right?
one of the biggest sort of challenges that we have at Pimax, is to overcome that,
right?
And to make it where a lot of people say, "Hey, I tried it, and it wasn't what I thought." And then the next guy 5 minutes later says, "Oh man, it was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life." And the reason for that is because, man, you have to put unfortunately, you have to put real work into getting it exactly right and tweaking it and doing it. And as you know, you had to do that, and you got real good at it, and that, and that's something that benefited your experience, right?
But it is still for tinkerers at the moment, right? So you want to change that?
We do.
How do we
have a new developers program that we're announcing, and we're putting out some information on that this week. Where developers will be able to participate in a special developers program with Pimax. We have a lot of people who've expressed interest in that. Even before we created the program, we've been working with maybe a dozen well-known developers. I don't want to call them out, but let's just say that they're out there. We're working with them in some cases extensively to get optimizations into some of these games that, especially the most popular games, the ones that people really, really want to play and get the best experience out of. In those cases, we've been working with them. A lot of them were backers. They already had headsets. Some of them, have some early prototypes of newer things and all kinds of things. But that said, with the developers program, we're gonna have it where there are built-in optimizations that where those settings are automatic for some of these for some of the more popular games.
That's good. That's better.
And we're working on game profiles that set a lot of things, and then where some of the software sets a lot of things when it sees the Pimax headset out there. And they have some other extra things to think about. You got the wide FOV, you got the resolution, and of course you might have one of our modules in there for hand tracking and other things. So there's things to try to support for some of these developers. Cool. Absolutely. And and that's the part of the program.
So when is that going to start?
This program will start this coming week or this week.
Wow. Okay.
We're going to offer it, and we're going to have, and it's going to include all sorts of great benefits for developers. They're going to get to test our software before it comes out. They'll get to see all of our new features before they come out on the software and on the firmware. And that gives us a lot better feedback too, so that we can make sure that we don't, create problems as we solve them, which occasionally happens. And we've got to keep that flow of information exchange happening to keep the experience high and the problems low.
Right.
It just takes time, though.
So you call this the Pimax Developers Program, or how would you call it?
It's the Pimax Developers Program. They may actually have another name for it. I'm sure we'll in the next couple of days we'll when we put out the information. But
cool, I think it'll thanks for the scoop here on MRT.
I think it'll be and of course we got another scoop, I guess, which is a lot of people have been asking about when things are going to be released, and when some of the accessories and other things. And I can announce that that the production on the Lighthouses is now begun.
Oh, this is extremely good news. Tell us more. We want to get these lighthouses.
Yep. There was some shortages on supply and some other things that you got to work through on these kind of things. But we do have all that resolved, and we're going to be taking care of the backers and the pre-orders that have lighthouses that are part of it. The only debate is, and this is something that we might ask people what they want to do, is it's very, very likely that the lighthouses will beat the controllers to market. So a lot of people. We're running through new versions of the controllers literally every day. They look quite different than they did even at CES now.
Okay.
But I think that the lighthouses are going to beat the controllers to market a little bit.
Huge news here.
So therefore, our debate is right now: should we go ahead and deliver the lighthouses, or
please comment in the comment section below, or Kevin is going to read it.
Or should we wait and ship the lighthouses and controllers together? If there was going to be, say, for example, a month between them, would you want to wait a month and get them together, or do you just want to get it right away?
Right.
Not right away, like we're going to ship next week or anything, but we're close very close on those.
Like, okay, not next week, but how close are we?
Close,
people
as
will ask
in
this.
not next week or two, but sometime after
in
that.
3 weeks gonna happen. Got you here.
I think we're going to make an announcement that will have some good, very solid date information on the lighthouses. It won't be this maybe kind of sort of possibly a certain date.
It's you have them. They are getting ready, and
they're actually being made. They're actually
now.
being built right now. They're coming off the line.
This is amazing.
Go ahead. They're coming off the line. They're where we could. There's some aspects to them as well. What you bundle with them, what kind of power supply. Different regions have different plugs and different power supplies, and instructions and all that come with it. But we're doing all that right now. Those are that is gonna get squared away rather quickly.
That is amazing. So these are the Lighthouse 2.0.
Yeah.
Wow.
They are.
So it's basically you're not able to buy them anywhere. You can't even buy them from HTC right now, I believe. Only if you get the pack together with the Vive Pro. So that is amazing news. Are you going to sell them themselves as well? Or are you just going to bundle them with
No, we've got a production schedule, just like the headsets. They'll be available moving forward. To backers will get them first.
Right.
Pre-orders will get them. We've made arrangements to provide those with the backers, the ones that have been planned. Those are the ones that are going to get them very rapidly. But like I say, it comes down to for a lot of people, it may be that they get the lighthouses that don't have the controllers in their hands yet. They have to wait a little bit. We have to think about that. But we are where we could. We could break up the deliveries and get them that far. But so it's something to talk about and debate about, and if people think that's the way it ought to be, then I think we agree with the customer.
Okay. So one question.
These are the 2.0s.
Right. Okay. These are the 2.0s. So the question would be: will the Vive ones they work with the Lighthouse 1.0? Will they work with the 2.0 Lighthouse?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we've mixed and matched them before.
Okay.
I'll have to.
I can remember that.
I'll have to double check that.
I can remember that the Vive ones, the 1.0 ones, they did not work with the 2.0 lighthouses from HTC themselves. So yeah, okay, you will find out.
I know that I will just say this. I've played around with our own controllers with both.
Yeah, but but they are 2.0 controllers already, right? So
I know for a fact
they are backwards compatible with the 1.0 lighthouses, but the 1.0 ones probably they might not work with the 2.0 lighthouses.
Unless you have a Vive Pro, because those are 2.0.
Exactly, yeah, that will work for
controllers.
Sure. Right. Yeah, this one.
So it is something to
debate,
put thinking cap on a little bit about. Maybe we open it up and people can talk about that to us, and we have some process for that, or you could get them a way to. We'll have to figure out how that's going to happen now that it's now that we're at the end game on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course there's the controllers, and those will be there's something that we're working on every day, and clearly our goal is to get that out as soon as possible. We're going to be putting out some videos showing the function of them and showing people how they work and what they look like and all of that. But it's going to be a bit before we start showing them to that degree. Don't want to step on the headline on those, but that's one of the things we're going to be wanting to talk about very soon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, big news: Lighthouse 2.0 being shipped to backers and
not shipped yet, but
soon. Yeah, I think the discussion about
in-game.
The discussion about if you should bundle them with controllers will start in the forums right now. Once people will hear this news, so that's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, the last thing I wanted to mention is in the booth, we're displaying with a company called Plants, and they make the GTC show is a B2B show.
Mm-hmm. GTC.
Yeah. So a lot of things that are displayed at GTC are things like AI computing and
but like at the
business-to-business applications for both VR and graphics, and you know, it's a mostly B2B show. A lot of commercial applications for using NVIDIA. NVIDIA puts on this show themselves, but yeah, they have a holodeck from Xtal is there, and a bunch of other things are being shown. A lot of exciting stuff.
Okay.
At the convention, but we're in a booth together with us is Echoplants. They make very high resolution 3D objects and textures, and that people can license and inexpensively and use it in their games and use it in their software and use it in everything from pretty much any kind of high resolution 3D object is their thing. Okay. So might want to check them out when you come to our booth 1716 as well. So
great. And when exactly are you going to be at the GDC? So I think
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday you're going to be. And what are you going to bring to the show? Are you going to show the ruggedized version?
We are.
Okay, you're going to show
hopefully, hopefully it made it here.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
It didn't made it to here now, unfortunately.
They had to hand carry it.
Yeah, okay.
So, but the electronics that are in it are the ruggedized version, and they're a sample from the production line for that. So it's not this sort of far away prototype that you sometimes see. It's more it's a production prototype.
Good.
Some pieces in it are in varying degrees of of completion, like any of them that you see at a show are. But the hard parts are actual pre-production.
So the head strap that is being used for the ruggedized version, is it the head strap that also the backers are going to get? Is it the same or is it different?
It's a variant of it, yes. But I don't know if that's going to make it. I'll have to see whether or not that is part of what we're showing. Okay. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they're hand carrying the headset. Whether or not the strap, and I know the new foam is in there, and the head strap may or may not be. But if it's not, we're going to be releasing more information on that coming up pretty soon.
All right.
It came close to making if it didn't make the show, it came real close to it.
Okay. Are we going to see the new version of the controllers at the show?
I don't think so.
Oh.
It's possible.
Okay. Who can make it happen? Like Robin can bring them?
It's just Robin and I are the only two from the company at the show this time for GTC, and Eggleplants is in there with us working, and there's a few guys from that. But yeah, we're gonna see how much we can bring. Mm-hmm. Of course, we pushed it to the last second to see if we could get the most out there to show. We've only had the pre-production electronics for a couple of weeks, so they've been going through ruggedized testing, vibration, moisture, all of those kinds of things. So, and every little piece is going through a very similar process. But I can say that that device will come out pretty rapidly, and it'll be available to anyone. It'll be a little bit more than the existing ones, as you know. Okay. It's a B2B aimed thing, but it doesn't stop people from buying it. And it also comes with B2B, some B2B replacement capabilities and service and questions and all that. Oh, one other thing I should mention.
Okay, while we're here. Yeah, while we're here.
Our U.S. office is now open to a limited degree. So Pimax now, we've only been open for a very short time, like 8 or 9 days, where we had a limited functionality, and they're taking maybe 10% of the tickets or so, and we get them. And we're increasing that, every day.
For the customer support.
Yeah, for support, and there's a lot of tickets to catch up on.
I got it.
And we're hitting those. We now have our first shipments of parts and our first shipments of headsets that came into the service center.
Okay.
So that we're able to help people every day. And our goal over the next 2 or 3 months is to have 100% of all of the tickets, not only all the existing tickets, but all the new ones coming in, 100% that are for NA, North America, to come into the center. And you'll be able to pick up in the next week or so. You'll be able to, whenever you call, it won't be routed to the Pimax number in China. You'll get a local person that you can actually talk to and ask questions to and get things resolved. So it's already helping a great deal. We've helped a ton of people, but we're only 10-15% of the tickets coming in get routed to us right now. They're trying to limit that, and we're just going to keep increasing it every day. And the goal is to get them all, pretty quick. And that'll, when we ship from our local location, man, some people get it stuff in a day, or 2 or 3 at the most. You get pretty fast turnaround on things. Same thing with the cables. We received a small shipment of the cables for replacements some people need, because we had a problem with that.
Yeah.
We have a big shipment of those coming into the local office. We'll be able to route those to people. So, I think people are really gonna see some nice things from the local office. It's nice to be able to pick up the phone and talk to somebody that you can just talk to right then. Get things resolved.
Okay, cool. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
All right. Any more things to talk about? Or
I think that's enough for one interview,
cool.
man.
Yeah,
I had a whole bunch of good stuff in there.
I know. That's why I would like to summarize everything now that we are at the end here. So we have the following announcements from Kevin Henderson. We have 3 new headsets coming from Pimax. These are ruggedized versions, and we call them RE versions, right? RE versions. So there's going to be a Pimax 5K Plus RE. There's going to be a Pimax 8K RE, and there's going to be a Pimax OLED RE.
And then the consumer OLED is the XR.
Oh, okay. And the consumer OLED is the XR. Yeah, lots. You have 6 headsets right now, right? Then with this.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
3 consumer and 3 B2B.
And the B2Bs are the ruggedized RE version, which are water repellent,
vibration, water resistant.
Okay.
They have thicker connectors. They have things that prevent boards from moving around. They have a lot of features, maybe a dozen.
Probably perfect for arcades and for me, sweating a lot.
If you can literally drop one of those things from a pretty good distance on concrete, and it will live.
And these will come out soon?
Yeah, in the next 2-3 months.
And in the next 2-3 months, they're going to be around $500 more expensive than the current versions, right? Around that.
Something like that.
Something like that. For the specifics, you're going to have an announcement for sure.
Yeah.
So these are the new RE versions. Then we have the next announcement next week. We're going to have the first official Brainwarp version of the PyTool software, which is a software that will help users with less powerful graphics cards use the Pimax headset. Something very similar to the asynchronous space warp from Oculus. Basically, a very similar technology.
And motion smoothing.
From
Valve.
Right, from Valve.
Kinds of things, yeah.
So this is going to help you have a more smooth experience with the Pimax, where actually only 45 frames per second have to be rendered, right? And they're going to be, or less, depending on the hertz, on the frequency that you're using, and they're going to be upscaled.
32 is the least.
The least, all right. And then additional frames are going to be inserted. Then we have the third announcement.
Lighthouses.
Is the Lighthouses. Very, very big announcement. Lighthouses are indeed coming, and they are in production. Probably in the next couple of weeks even, they will be ready. And now the discussion has to start. Should they send them out directly without the controllers, or should they be bundled together with the controllers? This is up to discussion, right?
Yeah.
Probably the forum, the Pimax forum, is a good place to discuss this, or also, of course, here, please leave your comments in the comment section. Then you have a developers program coming up. So developers can include the right settings for the Pimax headsets directly into their software.
Yep.
So there's going to be less of a hassle for the end users to find the right settings for the games.
And we'll have for some games we're going to be looking at having it where it's configured automatically as well.
Right.
So.
Okay.
And of course, we've got the service centers now.
Oh yeah, that's a big one
operating
too.
to a limited degree, and that'll help a lot of people. And we're helping a lot of people every day right now. So we're just going to keep on improving that.
All right, cool, Kevin. Thank you so much for this exclusive.
Thanks for meeting me at this nice place. I hope you enjoyed checking this one out.
I did.
Pretty good spot.
I did. So yeah, amazing, interesting, super interesting news here on MRTV, first time, and this is the scoop.
Yeah, some good stuff in there.
Some really good stuff in there. Thanks so much for meeting me.
Yeah,
and
it's good to see you again.
Yeah, we're going to see each other at the GDC.
Yeah, and I hope I can. If it's allowed, I will bring you the prototype, and maybe we can get that.
Would be good.
And maybe we can get that.
If it's not allowed, then we'll just meet somewhere else. Here, for example.
We'll figure it out.
Put it here.
You know, but that'd be like maybe Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, dear viewers. Now, thank you so much for watching this nearly live stream.
Yeah.
It didn't really work out here with the internet connection.
Bandwidth.
So we had to record this.
Too many stone columns.
Yeah, exactly. So we recorded this, and I'm going to upload this now. So you're watching this right now, so it's live now. So thanks so much for watching this premiere. It's a premiere for sure. And just stay tuned to MRTV for the latest and greatest from GDC 2019. I'll be on the show floor from tomorrow. So please, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, do so now. And we are looking forward to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.